It's second rifle season here in Colorado, October 19th through the next Sunday. And we're in the middle of the week. It's actually Thursday. And I wanted to show you guys how we set up camp. So I'm going to give you guys a little tour. So you can't see much of it, but this is the road we came in on. Here's a couple of our rigs. This belongs to the leader of our group. He's the one that brought us up to this location. I don't know if you can see how caked it is. I'll get it from the other side. But it's just covered with mud. That's a 2004 Tahoe. And then I got a 97 Mitsubishi Montero. That's my rig. And it did surprisingly well coming up here. And then 2001 Chevy GMC 2500. The white truck pulled this trailer, Tahoe pulled the 2 ATV trailer, and then I bailed my trailer just down the road a little bit. I didn't want to pull it up in the middle of the snow that we had, but it had a single ATV on it with some propane and some water, so we just unloaded that into another truck that we had in the group and left the trailer down at the bottom of the hill. So the truck had to leave. The guy who rode in the truck, he had to leave on Wednesday, and we got confirmation that he made it out all right, so that's good. So we've got 2 wall tents. Let me back up again. This one's 12 by 14. This one's 14 by 16. This one, it's the dark green. It's a thicker canvas. Doesn't let as much sun in, so we use that as the sleep tent because it holds heat better. And the tan one is our cook tent. The past 2 hunts I've gone on with this guy that owns this gear, we just brought this single one, and it was our cook and sleep tent, which I know you're not supposed to do, but it worked out. So we'll show you. We've got some water out here in the front. Always got to make sure you got enough water. I think all total for 5 guys for the week we bought about 60 gallons, and we're gonna have plenty left over. We got a couple propane tanks. I'll show you our setup here in a second. So this is the cook tent. Let the camera adjust. We've got a propane tank over in the corner with a gas pole on it that's got some plug-ins for other gas accessories. We got a light on top of that one, then a gas hose that goes into the cook stove. The guy that I camp with and hunt with, he's got all of his stuff in coolers. This cooler over here is paper goods. This cooler there is more paper goods and silverware. And then he's got snacks and it's just everything he has he puts in coolers. And then when he gets home, he just throws them up on the shelves and makes sure they're stocked, and that's it. And then when he's ready to go, he pulls them down, throws them in his truck, and he's ready to go. Doesn't have to sort through the kitchen and take the stuff and put it into its own container and then put it on the truck. It just all gets stored this way. So for the cook tent, we've got a 25,000 BTU Dayton propane. We call it the jet engine because that's what it sounds like. Heats up this tent in about a minute, and then everybody starts complaining and wants it shut off about 2 minutes after that. So we shut it off, and it'll last about 10-15 minutes before it needs to get turned on again. Another 7-gallon jug over there. These are 6-gallon jugs. So you can see we got a lot of water. Plus there's two more 7 gallons out here. And then we got a gallon over there, or that's like 2.5 gallon maybe. I don't know exactly what that is, but propane light hanging down. This is a really nice canvas tent. It's designed for a wood burning stove. So if you're looking for a good semi-permanent survival shelter, not extremely portable because they're heavy, but this canvas tent, if you bought this new at Cabela's with this kind of frame, it cost you about $1,600. If you shop around and get a used one and do the poles yourself, all this is 1-inch conduit. You could design it yourself, build the frame yourself, and set it up for probably half that cost. But this is a fantastic setup. This tent goes up very, very quickly. One person can do it. We had a team of 4 that were doing it, so it worked out really quick. Stakes all around the base of the tent, and then each eyelet on the outside has a tension strap that goes down into another stake. This tent was actually designed to have wood stakes that go all the way down and up into these eyelets, and then there's middle support poles that go through the middle. Not a big fan of that setup. That's the original intent design for that setup, but this way works much better. Very, very quick to set up, and you can go in 50-60 mile an hour winds in this, and it's not going to be fun, but it'll definitely survive. So that's our cook tent. Sleep tent is very similar. It's same kind of fastening system down into stakes in the ground, and there's stakes all along the base of it. This tent has a zipper that goes all along the base and then up to the middle. This one has ties that go down the middle. There's 4 ties that tie that together. So we come into the sleep tent. It's a lot darker, as you can see. There's a window in the back of it, which is nice. The other tent doesn't have that. Same kind of frame system, very similar. Hanging lantern from the middle for light, and then we've all got our cots. It'll do 2 cots along the wall, each wall, and along the back it does a single cot. So we got 5 people in here right now. We actually had one guy, he had to leave middle of the week, so his cot's open. But and then the guy that owns these came up with this bungee cord system. When you are putting together the frame, after you get the frame assembled, you throw the bungee cord on there before you put the tent on, and it just puts enough tension on it to kind of hold everything together, and then it makes a great place to hang clothes and stuff. And because we're all a bunch of sissy girls and don't like to be cold at night, we got a propane heater in here. This is about the 1500 or 15,000 to 20,000 BTU heater. You can't see it too well because of the light. There we go. So that runs all night long. We get about 2 nights on one tank. So we get about 2 nights on one tank on that, and so if we're out for 6 nights, we need to have 3 tanks. And all total, we brought, let's see, the white GMC brought 4. I brought 4, and then one of the passengers that brought up the trailer I was towing belongs to another guy, and so, along with the ATV, he brought 2. So all total, we have 10 propane tanks. So we're going to use 3 just by burning that heater all night for 6 nights. And that leaves 5 for cooking and whatnot. And that one tank back there will run that light and that stove for an entire week. Easy. So that's 4 out of the 10 tanks that we brought. That gives us 6 tanks leeway. This heater is more just a nicety. We've been running this in the evenings and then in the early mornings for a couple hours, and that's still the original tank. So that's 5 out of the 10 tanks that we brought, and if we have to use another one on that, that's 6 out of the original 10 that we brought. And if we have to use another one on that, that's 7 out of the original 10 that we brought. That leaves us 3 extras. So if we happen to burn this one a little longer and need another one there, we've got plenty of propane. And then the last thing I want to show you for our camp, I won't actually lift the lid because it's been christened and used, and it's kind of gross. But let me tell you, if you're going to go camping for any extended period of time, this is definitely the way to go. We call it the Home Depot. Pardon my runny nose. It's the Home Depot. You can see all the dirt down here. This dirt was so soft, it took me 15 minutes to dig about a 3.5 feet hole underneath that. That's about the same diameter as the bucket. The bucket has the bottom cut out, and it's fastened onto that piece of wood. And then the lid to the bucket has this toilet seat on it, and of course a hole cut in the lid. And then all you do, you see the black plastic bag there, is you put the black plastic bag inside the lid, cut the bottom off the black plastic bag, and it goes straight down into your hole, so that when you go to the bathroom, everything goes straight down 3 feet into the ground. And then when you're done, you just undo the lid, take the edge of the bag, seal it all up, throw it down in there, and bury it. And yeah, plastic, not biodegradable, yada yada yada, but it's 3 feet under the ground. Actually, with all the poop that's in there, it's probably going to be 2 feet under the ground. So it's well enough under the ground, and if you want to be environmentally conscious about it, you can get biodegradable bags instead of just a regular black garbage bag, and do that. And then all you do is you get one. This is an Ozark Trails, so it's probably a $60 shower tent. It's designed to be a shower tent. There's a hook up there where you hook the shower bag, little window in it for ventilation, some bags over there to hold stuff, and then there's this tray here. Let me tell you, if you're going to the bathroom and you don't have the ability to bathe every night, to clean yourself, these fragrance-free Huggies sensitive skin, they got the aloe and vitamin E. It's not focusing. Aloe and vitamin E on it. These are worth gold out here. Oops. So it's a great setup. Always keep the window open, keep it ventilated. Doesn't really help, but hey, you gotta do what you gotta do. And then we use big tent stakes oh boy, I'm tired. Tent stakes to fasten the wood into the ground. And we did have the hole up here, but we moved it back a little ways to put more room up here, because we were like banging our heads on the front of it and everything. So, and this is, like I said, this is a shower tent, which is why it's got the mesh down there to let the water run out. So it's good, you know, you can hose it off, whatever. But that 3 foot hole in the ground, actually it's probably closer to 4 foot. That'll last 5 guys all week. So that is our hunting camp. Got our trash bags stacked up. This guy with the Tahoe's got to leave tomorrow about 1 o'clock. So he's going to take some of the trash and stuff with him. You can see how muddy that is. I'll probably roll some of the video footage in either before or after this little segment, and show you guys some of the roads. This guy knows the owner to Big Mountain Ranch, which is just on the other side here. And if you come through the ranch, it takes like 30 minutes to go from the road through the ranch to get to where we're at now. And unfortunately, he couldn't get access when we wanted to come in, so it actually took us to go the other way, the public way. It took us 8 hours to get from the main road through these muddy roads, muddy forest roads, to where we're at. And I'll roll all that in, do another video on it maybe. But that's our hunting camp. One thing I didn't show you, you kind of got a glimpse of it in here. There was a little light up above here, right up there. That is a little light that I got from like Walmart, I think. It has 6 AA batteries. They're rechargeable. And it's got an on, off, and an RF position for the switch. And it has a little light switch, which I'll show you over here. And you can actually, I'll roll that footage in here in just a second, because I already did a video of it at night. But all the way over from here, you can turn the light on in that tent, in the poop tent, from here. It's just a little RF switch. Turns it on, turns it off. It's daylight, so you can't see it, but so we're at the base camp, and I have this light switch. It's an RF light switch. And walk outside the tent. That was the little light that I put in the crapper tent. Turned on with a little RF light switch. That's awesome. That's comfortable camping right there, folks. Makes it kind of nice so you don't have to worry about holding a flashlight or anything like that. Now that's just for, number 2 or poop or whatever you want to call it. Otherwise, if you're just peeing, you just walk off over there and go pee and stuff. There's our elk hanging bar that's barren right now. We've seen them. I've actually seen the elk, and we've seen their trails. We've seen their scat. Just have not got a clear shot yet. It's a fantastic area. That's Horse Mountain over there. That's private ranch. Seen lots of elk over there. Just a fantastic place to be. And even if you don't get anything, it's still been an awesome camping trip. As much as we'd like to all take home an animal. So we'll see. But that's our hunting camp. Usually we got 3 ATVs parked here and this tarp goes over them at night. So that's it, folks. This is camping in style. Doesn't get any better than this unless you got an RV or a fifth wheel or something. And then that's kind of cheating. Even this is base camping. This isn't real camping. You couldn't pack any of this stuff in. It's too heavy. But let me tell you, if you're an outfitter or you're going to set up a base camp somewhere, this is definitely the way to go. So that's it for our base camp. I hope you enjoyed the little tour. Maybe you got some ideas of things you can do for your base camp. Like I said, if you're a survivalist or a prepper and you're wanting to get some sort of, I need to get out of Dodge, but I don't have a place to go to, you can get something like this and set it up in a public land area. I know that during normal rule of law periods, you can't have a structure set up for more than, you can't be in the same spot for more than like 14 days or something, then you got to move it or whatever. But in a raw situation, without rule of law, if you're bugging out because of whatever the disaster is, and you come and set up camp, these wall tents are a great thing to have. A lot more survivable than the nylon walled tents, a lot warmer, a lot more durable, more roomy. Just all in all, a fantastic way to camp. So I hope you guys got a lot out of it. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I'll roll in some more footage. I don't want to make this extremely long. This is already 17 minutes. So I'll do some subsequent videos that show the trails in and out, some footage during the hunt, all that kind of stuff. So thanks for watching. God bless our military service members past and present. Keep your powder dry, folks. Take care. Thanks for watching.